Looking at the steering wheel as well as the cluster screen inside of the GMC Terrain. First thing I'll point out is that if you ever get any messages in the cluster, you can use the button here, push in order for it to act as an OK button there. And in this video, you're going to learn everything, all the different buttons and stocks, etc. Across the Terrain lineup, it's going to be a manual adjust for the steering wheel. So in the middle of the column, there's a little release there. And full telescoping, so you can go in, out, up and down to find that perfect position. Once you find it, click it in order to lock it back into place. Now, there are a lot of buttons along the steering wheel here, but just down by your left knee. So you've got the option of toggling your electronic parking brake on or off this way. So you push it in order to toggle it on, push and hold the brake pedal, push again to toggle it off. You've also got a series of selectable drive modes that are available here too. So normal is just for your day-to-day driving. Off-road is going to give you downhill brake control and a few others, so just better overall performance when you're going on different types of terrain. Snow ice is for slippery, snowy conditions, and then if you're towing there as well, it's going to optimize the engine performance. But you're going to be in that normal mode though the majority of the time. You can swap between either two-wheel drive or all-wheel drive simply there. So two-wheel if you want better overall fuel economy, if you're just cruising on the highway. If it's slippery, snowy conditions, etc., you want more power, go all-wheel drive. There's also the auto hold setting here too. So with auto hold enabled, if you're in drive and you come down to a complete stop, you can take your foot off of the brake pedal and the car won't move. There's also the auto start stop system. So that's the one that's potentially going to kill power to the engine if you come down to a complete stop. So it might turn off, might not. It's really up to the car when it decides to do that. And then you can also increase or decrease the brightness of the cluster screen there as well. You might also have memory available inside the vehicle. So get your driver's seat set up the way that you'd like to. So you'd use the first switch to go forwards, backwards, up or down. You can do a little diagonal motion there as well. The next one is going to be to adjust out your backrest. And then the circle one is for lumbar support. Once you've got that set up, you're going to set up your side view mirrors as well. So they have to be highlighted either left or right to adjust. And then you'd adjust there. Once that's done, you tap set, 1 or 2 for it to remember your own personal profile. So if there are multiple people driving, hop in, push and hold in order to be able to reset to your position. The stalk along the left-hand side here, obviously going to be for your blinkers, and then you can flash out your high beams. I'll explain the beams in a second here. You've got a few different switches. So you've got your different options for the wipers with variable speed, and then you can control your rear wiper there as well. If you push all the way up or down on this rocker, that's going to be for your rear windshield wiper fluid. You've got a button on the tip of the left stalk. If you just do a light tap, that's going to be a quick wipe. But if you push and hold it, that's going to get that front windshield wiper fluid going instead. So it's pushing and holding this button for the front wiper fluid all the way up or down in the middle there in order to get that rear wiper fluid going instead. For your shifter, just push and hold the brake pedal. If you pull in towards you, that puts you into neutral. From there, flip up for reverse, in and down for drive, or put yourself into park. So it's pretty easy there. So neutral is just all the way in for a brief second. If you're in drive, that's where this low gear setting comes into play as well. So low then gives you the flexibility to be able to adjust out between all of your different gears here as well. So towing is typically where you want to use that one as well. But if you want an explanation of when to use paddles, why to use them, how to use them, etc., you'll find a walkthrough down in the description of this video. One thing I missed, your lights. So you can see here, flashing out high beams, no problem, but I can't lock my high beams out right now. I mean, it's the daytime, so that explains it. But with your lights in general, inside of the infotainment system here, you can either go to your controls this way, or your controls down here, and then you've got individual light controls here as well. But if you go into your main controls, see more, lights. You've got the fog lights, which you can toggle on or off in the inside here. You've also got auto high beam, which I highly recommend. Keep auto high beam turned on, and then you want to be in the auto headlamp mode. So what that one means is that if the vehicle recognizes that the high beams are needed, it turns them on automatically. If somebody's oncoming, turns them off before turning them right back on again. If you wanted to permanently lock your high beams out though, go into this bottom headlamp mode or the light mode there. So same idea, just done slightly different. Then just push away to turn those high beams on, pull towards you in order to turn them off. It's just that you want to be in the auto mode across the board there the majority of the time. The buttons along the left-hand side here are for cruise control, so these main ones. There are 2 different types of cruise that you're going to find inside of the Terrain. There's normal cruise and then there's adaptive cruise. The difference, the normal cruise is your stationary speed. So let's say if you set it at 60, if the car in front of you slows down, yours will not brake. Versus the adaptive cruise control is like your set it and forget it cruise. So let's say if you set it at 60, the car in front of you slows down, yours will also slow down. They change lanes, you change lanes, it'll pick you back up to your previously set speed again. In order to use the system, so you can toggle it on this way, but if we actually go to this screen here for a second, so our main, it's our main view there. So you can see that the system is actively turned on right there. From here, you then push down in order to set your speed. Increase or decrease, 1 kilometer, 1 mile per hour at a time. You can push and hold up or push and hold down to increase, decrease at larger increments. You can hit the brake pedal to cancel, pause your speed. You can push the cancel button there to cancel or pause your speed, and then you'd push up again in order to resume your previously set speed. But I mentioned the 2 different types of cruise. So if you take your cancel button and push and hold it with cruise turned on, that's going to change you between regular cruise, so that's the basic steady speed, versus the adaptive cruise, which is your set it and forget it, which is where this gap adjustment then comes into play with 3 unique levels. So I want you to think of that like a 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, for how close or far you are away from that leading vehicle. I'm personally okay level 1 most of the time, but you might want to be on 2 or 3, depending on your own personal comfort level. If you want a live demonstration of actually using that cruise control system though, you'll find that down in the description of this video. One other driving safety technology that's also built in there is going to be your lane keeping system. So I do recommend keeping the lane keeping system turned on. And what'll happen there? So you've got your lanes along the outside there. If we're on the driver assistance page, you've got the lanes here as well. So those will go green when it's recognized. The car's not self-driving and it doesn't have a following system, but if you start to veer over into another lane without signaling, it'll actually nudge you back into your lane. But you can toggle that safety system off if you're really not a fan. From here, there's a voice command prompt. So you'd be able to do things like change songs, radio stations, navigate using your voice. Change the fan speed to 2.
Sure. Changing the fan speed.
You can adjust the fan speed. You can toggle on your heated ventilated seats and things like that using your voice as well. It is a beautiful system once you get the hang of it. You can toggle the heated steering wheel on off, and it's heated all the way around. There's this button here in order to move between all of your available sources as well. So you can easily move up or down. Push the button in the middle here to act as an OK button. You can also go up and down this way. So if we go to FM for a second there, Sirius XM would have done the same. So you can also go up and down this way in order to change between different stations. In behind the steering wheel along the right side, you can also adjust out your volume this way. Along the left side is going to jump you between all of your active presets as well. So you can really adjust this out a few different ways. And then I mentioned moving up and down between all of your available sources that way instead. And then the button right here also acts as an OK button. And then you got this one to move between a few different views that are available inside of the cluster. Inside of the cluster screen, you've got the direction that you're currently facing. Your outside temperature is there. And then you've got your fuel gauge along the very bottom, whether you're in 2-wheel versus 4-wheel drive. Your fuel gauge is done a couple different ways there. So you've got fuel gauge there, along with your vehicle odometer, whether or not you've got the cruise control system enabled, disabled, your engine temperature's there, along with whatever gear you're currently in. So all the way in for neutral, up for reverse, down for drive, with your low gear available as an option there too. So low gear is actually how you get into being able to use the paddles there as well. If you want an explanation of actually using paddles, you'll find that down in the description of this video. But you can also adjust out the left part of the cluster screen. Inside of the infotainment, if you go to your vehicle status, you've got a series of options here. So maintenance information, gauges, and trips. So if you wanted to maybe have your tire pressure inside of the cluster screen, you can do that. If you wanted to have your trip counter inside of the cluster screen, you can do that as well. But you'd also have the flexibility of tapping remove. And if there's something there, so we've added in the trip information again, you can remove it in order to just get the date and time. So if you prefer to have date and time there, you'd have the flexibility of being able to just do it that way. So regardless of whatever you've added in, just tap remove to get date and time there. But it's kind of neat that you have the flexibility of customizing that part of the cluster. And then the right part of the cluster here, if you had a route actively going inside of the infotainment system, you'd also be able to see your turn-by-turn directions right inside of the cluster screen there as well. And then as we hit that button along the bottom right side of the steering wheel, right pad, you can see either full mapping cluster, and that's going to be mapping cluster for both your phone as well as the factory navigation. And then you've also got your driver assistance view there instead. So I'm personally a bigger fan of moving around on this screen, but if you wanted that full mapping cluster view with the layout done slightly different, you've got that flexibility. And then if we don't have a route going anymore, it just defaults back to just whatever audio is playing there instead. You can also adjust out your measurement units here. So if we go back, let's go to this view, it's easier to see. If you go into your vehicle settings, you've got so many things, but you want your system along the bottom and then units, where you can move between either US or metric. So with the trip counter there, you can see everything. So it's going to adjust out your odometer, your fuel levels, etc. It even adjusts out the climate down the center stack there as well. So pretty neat. And then you've got a series of other controls. So I mentioned there, you've got a series of controls for the vehicle or your basic light controls. That lane keeping system can be toggled on off as well. You've got all of your climate settings here. So these are actual buttons that you can tap. You can adjust things out this way as well, but you can also use this in order to adjust out your climate, or you can use the voice command prompt to do it all as well. It's a beautiful system. From here, with your climate, you've got your front defroster, rear defroster, and then air circulation. So with air circulation turned on, it recycles air throughout the cabin. You can toggle it off, which means it's going to pull air from outside and bring it in instead. If the passenger side is set to something different, you can also sync it up from there as well. And then you can tap climate to get to a series of other climate control options there too. So it's all the same settings as well. AC mode, etc. And back from there. Up overhead, there's an auto-dimming rear view mirror that you can also go into a fully digital mode instead. And then you can use the buttons here in order to increase, decrease the brightness. You can zoom in or out, move it up or down as well, or flip back to that old school view. You can also control a few basic things. So call for OnStar, there was SOS mode with your forward blinkers, and then your basic light controls there as well. There's a sunglasses holder, and then a little ticket receipt holder there as well. So I know that was a lot of information, but that's everything you need to know about the steering wheel as well as the cluster screen inside of the GMC Terrain.